I'm here with one of the most experienced arbiters of Indian chess, IA Ananthram ji. Ananthram ji, the Olympiad just came to an end. This was your 7th Olympiad?
Yeah, it's my 7th Olympiad.
So you've been to 6 consecutive Olympiads before?
Consecutive, from 2008 Dresden onwards. 2008 Dresden, 2010 Khanty-Mansisk in Russia, 2012 Istanbul, 2014 Tromso, 16 Baku, Azerbaijan, and 18
Tbilisi.
Batumi.
Batumi. So you've been to all these events as an arbiter?
For the first 3 Olympiads, I was a match arbiter, and the next 3 Olympiads, I was promoted as a sector arbiter.
And this time you were in a more advanced role, yes?
Yeah, I am actually, I'm in the tournament-wise, I am one of the 3 members of the appeals committee. Myself, Grandmaster Eugene Torre from Philippines, and Mr. Ulrich Kraus from, he's the president of German Federation. We 3 form the appeals committee here. And apart from that, I am venue in charge of this entire Olympiad.
So first, coming to the venue in charge, you were in Mahabalipuram, I think a few months before the event began?
I am here for nearly 4 months.
4 months?
Yeah.
So you stay, where do you live?
I live in Sivakasi, about 550 kilometers down south of Chennai.
So you just shifted entire everything here for 4 months?
Yeah.
That is amazing. What was the work like in these 4 months?
In these 4 months, I was totally in charge of the venue management, because right from the scratch, when we started this Olympiad, we had only the main building, what is called the Confluence building of the 4-point Sheraton Hotel, and that's meant only for the, the top 28 for men and top 21 for women. So we had to build a entirely new one for the remaining matches of the Olympiad. So it has to be very huge. So right from starting from calling for the tender for the construction of this one, and then we scrutinize the tenders, we fixed these people to whom the work has to be allotted. Then those people came here and interacted with us. Then at that time, that was that place where we constructed the second stadium was meant for car parking, and there were a lot of trees in the car parking, and flooring has to be done. And all the trees were relocated to some other place. It was not destroyed. They were not destroyed. It was they were relocated to some other place, and after this removal of this this temporary building, they will replant it again. So we can say we started from scratch. So in the second hall, we experienced a lot of difficulties, like the huge building structure. We had to make sure that it is very safe, because the government also was looking for it. The PWD people came and inspected it. The fire people came and inspected it. They all demanded certificates from the vendor, and because they were very much worried, such a huge temporary hall might not have been constructed in the entire state.
Yeah.
So they were worrying about it, but the vendor...
It was huge, no?
Yeah, very huge. And maybe one of the biggest in the Olympiads also.
Wow.
In the recent Olympiads I have seen. So maybe people say Dubai was good. It was 1984, I didn't go there. But this is one of the biggest, definitely, with all infrastructural facilities. For the second hall, the challenging task was only the second hall, because we had to put everything inside. The smoking room, then the refreshment room. All these had to be temporarily built with the generator facilities, all generator facilities. Here we have to mention, All India Chess Federation took very much pains for this construction, especially Mr. Bharat Singh and Dr. Sanjay Kumar. Sanjay Kapoor, the secretary and president of the All India Chess Federation. They were here very much there in the Mahabalipuram. They also stayed here, and they saw to it was done wonderfully. And we have to mention the contribution of the government also. The entire total support by the government, because the success we can mainly contribute to the total involvement of the government. They employed about 37 IAS officers exclusively for this purpose. They will visit almost daily, all of them, especially Dr. Shankar, who is the venue in charge from the government side. the collector, Mr. Rahul Kumar, and the SP, Mr. Subhana Singh, the special officer on duty, Mr. Dares, and member secretary, Mr. Karthikeyan, and principal secretary, Ms. Apurva. And they were all totally involved in this project, and saw to it is done wonderfully. And they were visiting regularly. Dr. Shankar was coming daily, and collector was also coming daily. Above all that, Mr. Irayanbu, IAS, is his chief secretary of the government. He also made periodical visits, and he was making comments. He was suggesting some creative, constructive criticisms. And above all, our Honorable Chief Minister also made his visit during the construction twice or thrice. Sports Minister Mr. Mayyanathan, he was very much interested. He almost came daily and observed the progress of the construction of this and development of this. So we had many problems, but we took it as a challenge and saw to it was done wonderfully.
And this tournament happening in itself is a big miracle, right?
Definitely, and doing it in 4 or 5 months, because normally we used to get 4 years. See, now for 2026 it has been already decided as Uzbekistan. 2024 we not say, it is in Budapest, Hungary. So even in 4 years advance they are planning. So they have sufficient time to plan and do it well. But we were given less than 5 months. In less than 5 months, doing this to this so much thing is really a miracle.
Amazing. It's all the dedication of people like you and others like-minded which has made this a success.
Only under the guidance of Dr. Sanjay Kapoor and Mr. Bharat Singh, and also the government, all of us did well.
True.
Because we are a team event, definitely.
And related to your role as the member of the appeals committee, was there any appeal that was made during the event?
Yeah, there was a dispute in the 4th round of the tournament where Norway was playing against Mongolia. On the second match, Grandmaster Tari Aryan was playing against Grandmaster Saigon.
Gundava
Bayer Saigon. And a stage was reached when Gundava was winning totally. At that time, Tari Aryan claimed a draw, and probably the arbiter or the sector arbiter might have made a mistake in not checking it correctly. It may be, I think so. So they declared the game as a draw. And the pity of this, the episode is that Gundava by Saigon accepted the draw. He did not claim anything at that stage. He signed the score sheet. And it was the third game to finish, and there was one more game going on after his game. So there was another 20 minutes going on. In that process, during these 20 minutes, they didn't do anything. And all the members might have been knowing that it is not a draw. It was not a draw. But after the end of the match, the captain of the team also signed. That is the most pitiable part of it. He did not have signed, and because that means both the player agreed means it's okay. On the spot, he might have been in a state of confusion or panic, he would have agreed it. But after analyzing the game, after finding out that it is not a draw, it was not a draw, the captain himself signed the match result score sheet. What do you call it as a match protocol? So by the time about half an hour was gone, they would have analyzed, both parties would have analyzed the game completely. What the Mongolian team made a protest was, they told it is not a draw. They wanted to resume the game. So resuming the game at this juncture is not possible because both have made analysis. So they know, they have analyzed with the engine, they know what the best move is. So unless otherwise they blunder, definitely some result will be on. And the team which is having a huge advantage will win. So it was decided not to go for resuming the game. The appeals committee decided to declare it a draw because mainly they have analyzed the game after that, and they did sign the score sheet even after knowing very well it was not a draw.
Wow, that was a very interesting case.
Yeah.
And I think it was quite amicably sorted out, at the end.
Definitely.
And would you say this was one of the biggest events of your life in your entire chess career, because you've been to so many huge events?
Yeah, this is one of the biggest, but administrative point of view, because I have been chief arbiter for 6 world championships, like 3 world junior and world youth, world schools, world blind team championship and all. So, but that is a different level, and here organization as well as involvement in the tournament as an administrator, it's a different level of tournament. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the challenges. It was really amazing for me.
Well, thank you so much, Ananthram ji. I think it was a pleasure talking to you, getting your insights, and good luck for the future events.
Thank you very much.